She will play it because she's a crazy reviewer, gamer. Hopefully this song is shorter for you guys because she thinks the last one was too long, but she still is a crazy cat lady, you gamer. Hopefully this is the last one because like before, I don't like singing these songs.
Crazy Cat Lady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use for educational and entertainment purposes.
Martha here, so got back from Frozen 2. It was it was alright. I can see why some people on the first three reviews might think it's a little bit disappointing, but a lot of times sequels do that to you. But I the songs the song like the art of the songs were a lot better this time. Eat your heart out, let it go. um, so see, yeah, the artwork was really good in this. Like I said, the song was very good. Um, and yep, here we go again, splitting something apart. But I think they had both of them something that they can call their own. So, I think I mentioned I think you already know the two. I think already you know what trailers we saw here. Do reaction to them, and hopefully this will probably the last thing Frozen for a while. But we'll see. Something tells me this one will probably break the record that Frozen hold for a while after it's stolen from Lion King. So let's go into spoilers. So on Elsa is hearing voices after that she makes it sounds like something that her parents told her when they were little, right before Anna gets hurt gets her head hurt because it's right before that it's the night it's like the night that happens because you can hear I remember hear when they were little kids will make the snowman later. So we know they're gonna make Olaf. She'll make Olaf tonight, and the whole entire thing that happens leads on to the first adventure happens here. Happens that later on this night. But anyway, they have a story. The dad tells them a story about his dad making friends with a bunch of making friends with some Eskimos or what Norway because they're from Norway. So I'm trying to think what would be the I know Eskimos are mostly what they call in Canada and Alaska, but they're a lot like those guys. I'm trying to think what other culture they can call the Norwegians that are like that, but I don't want to sound insulting, so but so I'm just gonna call them because these ones are so the king of Arendelle goes down there and talks to the people kind of like Elsa because they have a lot of their own magic and the forest and they build a dam so no the water gets blocked off and a fight happens somehow and only one that gets brought back is their dad, and that's how he ends up becoming king his dad ends up dying, but he somebody saves him, and you can probably guess who it is if you put your mind to it. And this is when the first song happens. I probably won't name the songs, but because this is my first time hearing them, and I have not listened to them 100 times yet. So, um, so we 6 years later, pretty much they're both adults now, and this is when also the hearing voices that's the probably leader to the forest, and I think yep, Olaf's acting like a teenager because he's acting like he knows everything. He would be a teenager by now. And poor Kristoff, he's been Menard, which because he's spending this whole entire movie wanting to propose to Anna, not knowing how to say the right words. I mean, I don't know if this is bad or good, but it's just weird. Because having to come with the right words to do that, yep. And basically that's all he is, and this one is just a joke. And Spin's trying to help him do it too. And so, eventually that night, after they played charades, Elsa hears the voice again and eventually leads her outside, and she makes a bunch of crystals after she plays with after she has her Into the Unknown song, which is the only one I know the title to. That I've heard this song about twice before I even saw the movie, and I told myself I'm not gonna start memorizing these songs until I understand the meaning of it, and because I understand the circumstances and the movie to it. And Into the Unknown's pretty good, because she doesn't want to leave Anna or anybody there, because that's all she cares about. But she's an explorer, and she has responsibilities of being queen at Arendelle. So, when she gets out there and she notices the wind coming and a bunch of breezes, and it's making hard for them to move, for them to deal with stuff. And so she makes everybody leave and tells them to leave Arendelle and stay on top of the hill until they come back, and Grandpa Poppy is in charge. And so they go to the forest, all of them go, and they can't get out once they get there because there's a mist that won't let them leave. And so they meet the soldiers that were with their grandfather and the ones that lived there, and ones that originally lived there, the ones that they built a dam for, and the dam's still there. But Kristoff explains to Anna when he's trying to propose for her, if the dam breaks, there would be a tidal wave that would destroy Arendelle. And Anna thinks that Arendelle's going to be destroyed, but we'll find out. They talk to each other. We find out that those guys still are fighting even after it's been 30 years or something. And they explain to the soldiers that have been there that long that that both the parents are dead, and they find out that their mom is the one that saved their dad. Like, you can tell by the hairdo that was their mom, by the hair color was their mom. Once you saw the little girl who was like playing with the wind, was the mom. And so I'm guessing that's where so she got it from her mom's side. them the powers. That's where Elsa got the powers from her mom's side. So once upon a time was right that she got it from her mom's side, um, and they get separated from Kristoff, and Kristoff has a really good song with it is a 90 powers ballad because there's a bunch of uh he's like everywhere and Kristoff and it's been singing. So yeah, I think this one's my favorite, even though I don't know the title of it. I just like how much because it's not about the 90s, but it's in the style of Power Ballads from the 90s. So there's that. And both Anna and Elsa get separated like usual after they find out the reason why their parents left is not because they're going to Rapunzel's wedding, because they were looking for the fifth spirit, and that would help them understand Elsa's powers, and that's why they left. And Elsa blamed herself, and so she goes on by herself and pushes Anna and Olaf away, and she goes off for herself and basically makes herself a new dress, and she has another song that's kind of like Let It Go. She sees her mom, because she gets herself a new dress, and she gets her also a horse, a seahorse, a snow, well, later on it's a snow horse. And she freezes somehow. And she finds out her grandpa was the one that started the fight between the ones they built the dam for, because they did not, just like Tina Whistleton thought he also was a bad person, that she hadn't used magic. I can see it like her grandfather is the same way, because he fears what he does not understand, and he starts to fight. So, yeah. And she freezes somehow, like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. She's made of ice. She's not Anna. I mean, what? I also like how Olaf earlier explained to these guys who've been gone for 30 years, the first movie up to now. Like, oh yeah, Olaf completely explained this. I mean, it's kind of like C-3PO explained to the Ewoks the first two movies, and Return to Jedi. Like, okay, basically that, and so, and after since Olaf is Elsa's creation, when she freezes, he goes too. He does not melt. Oh no, guys. He blows away. He blows away. I always thought Olaf would melt, because that's what snow does, but nope. He can also blow away. And poor Anna was holding him, and right after this, like, man, this song was dark. Like, it reminded me of Hello Darkness, my old friend. Like, it even says those very, very lines in there. It says like something like it's like definitely said darkness in there, in that song. I'm like, wow, can you get any more low beat here? I mean, both Elsa and Olaf are both dead, and here Anna has to figure out what to do, and what she figure out to do, because she finds out that the grandpa made the dam to imprison the people who lived there, the ones who lived there, so the magic will get in prison, and so they have, in order to free them, they have to destroy the dam. But also, she figured out that if the dam, like Kristoff said, if the dam is destroyed, we'll have a tidal wave, and so she gets a bunch of mountain trolls, mountain giants, which are this giants made of rocks, and she uses them to go and break the dam. And this is when Kristoff comes and help her do it too. And she has to convince the guards to let her break the dam. And she explained to him that it was their grandfather that did this to them. And so, yeah. And, I mean, this one, see, one thing I didn't like about this is, there was not much convincing as there was from the Queen of Whistleton that, these, guys that lived there were the bad guys. I mean, sure, they fought at the very beginning, but there was not that much, insistence that they were the bad guys as, Queen of Whistleton. Because at least King of Whistleton actually, and his two guards, threatened Elsa, but these guys tonight threatened Elsa or Anna. So these guys were not exact. I mean, we didn't know the grandpa. He was just a mystery guy because he's already dead, and so it's not. I mean, the villain's not like no, and like we didn't get to know the villain. He's just something that we didn't get to know. So really, I don't know if this is technically there's a villain in this. Technically not, because the villain's already dead. So, yeah. And so they destroy the dam, and Elsa is on her seahorse after she undethaws, and the water breaks her and makes it where she turns back to being solid, and after she uses her powers to stop the tidal wave, so that saves that problem. Problem averted, and she goes and tells Elsa and tells Anna that they both work together, and she asks Anna, "Do you want to build a snowman?" And she breathes back Olaf into himself, so they're both okay. And they go back to Arendelle, but see, this is where it's weird. Like, she finds out she's the fifth spirit, and she has to belong there, so she ends up being the queen there. Well, after Kristoff finally proposes to Anna after all this, and it finally happens. Like, okay, yay! I mean, it's not as remember when Bernard did it to Bianca, but yeah, but yep, yep. So there's that, and then so Anna's made queen of Arendelle, while Elsa's the queen of the forest. So they're separated again. These ones are now separated, but they see each other every night for every Friday night for charades. So I have to remember. I need to score this at the very beginning, so people who have not seen the movie get to know what my score is. But I think I'm gonna give this one. Well, the music was a lot better, but the story definitely wasn't. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And Sully, what do you give it? I give it overpods. Yep, so what do you say, Sully? Bye-bye, everybody. Like, review, and subscribe. And what are we going to review next? Probably start doing Star Wars. Yep, because we got to do the Star Wars before Rise of Skywalker comes out, right? Right. So, bye-bye. Bye-bye.